Hey y'all, Steve here. Probably the 18th time I shot this video. I keep on fucking it up. Excuse my language. But how you doing, VC? How you doing, metal fanatic maniacs alike? I'm making a video of my favorite death thrash, dark thrash albums. There's a bunch of them. I love Death Thrash. Cannibal Corpse, their first album's Death Thrash. Death. They turned into Death Thrash. Scream Bloody Gore has a lot of Death Thrash elements in it. Some bands, Morbid Angels, Ultra's Madness, kind of thrashy. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna make this video. Some bands that, if you haven't heard of, check them out. Most of you have. I've seen a couple of people actually show these albums quite a bit. And when I was growing up, these were my favorites. Is these darker, heavier side of thrash metal that's just right on the border of death metal. But without further ado, I'll kick on. So, right now I'm listening to Infernal Majesty, dark thrash from Canada, None Shoutify. Kind of in the vein of Possessed, Seven Churches, phenomenal album. Fucking awesome. Dude singing is this guy. Fucking phenomenal album. I mean, the album cover, when I first saw it, I was like, that's fucking lame. But now, looking at it now, I love their logo. And this album has to have that fucking artwork on it, or it will not sound the same. Fucking killer shit. So, more of a dark thrash, death thrash album. Kind of blackened, kills. So, how I'm gonna do this? Oh wait, hold on. That's fucking brutal. That's brutal as fuck. Goddamn, my wife's probably gonna say. Anyway, so how I'll do this, I got probably, looks like 7 CDs, maybe 7 vinyls. So I'll kind of flip back and forth. So I'll show CDs, show vinyl. I'll kick this off with Silent Scream, From the Darkest Depths of the Imagination. I believe this is a 1990 release, something like that. I can't remember what year this was released. Anyway, yeah, this is some badass death thrash. Picture of the dudes there. Couldn't get the fucker out of the damn deal, but the album cover looks like Eddie on there holding the brain. And that's the CD. Fucking brutal. Back. And fucking killer album. Wait, I remember first hearing this and I didn't really like the vocals. I think the vocals are loud in the mix. Still, badass thrash death album. My favorite song on this, the title track, From the Depths, Darkest Depths of the Imagination, Theater of the Depraved, Matrix and Madness, Rise and Fall. Killer death thrash right here. Anyway, check it out. I'm gonna try not to say badass as well. Somebody commented that. Right now I'm drinking some ginger beer. It sucks. Next one. I got 2 of these albums I'm gonna show from this band. This is the program version of Beyond the Unknown. badass I did it again. Death Thrash. Probably one of the best, finest. I don't remember when this was released. I want to say 88. Is that right? 88 or 89? They had to change their name and to Opprobrium. They got sued for having Incubus. But anyway, yeah, this is killer. Death Thrash. Showed it before. One of my favorites. This one's on white vinyl. H&R, High Roller Records. Opprobrium, aka Incubus, Beyond the Unknown. Badass, damn good freaking Death Thrash. Another one, I showed this in the video, and this is what spawned the video of this, is after hearing this album. This is Sepultura's Morbid Visions. And that guy right there is the vocalist for Sarcophago, I believe, which he sang on this portion of the CD, which is the Bestial Devastation EP. I really believe this 1986. This is one of the first death metal albums, along with Grim Bloody Gore, Seven Churches by Possessed, in that vein. What else came out in '86? A number of them, but it's on the darker side of thrash metal. And fucking rad. Sepultura, Morbid Visions. I put this one in there. It's more of a thrash, but it's dark thrash, and it's got some death metal tendencies. Sacrifice, Forward to Termination from Canada, 1987. Just phenomenal album. I love listening to this fucker. It's one of my favorite thrash metal albums. But I thought I'd include it into this collection because it's more brutal than most thrash bands. A lot of people say this was more of like a Slayer vibes on it. I don't hear Slayer vibes in this. I hear a totally original death thrash freaking band. Anyway, yeah, Sacrifice, Forward to Termination. Another one, Mortuary, Blackened Images. Kind of a dark thrash, death metal, kind of blackened a little bit. From Mexico, phenomenal. It's a 3-piece, I believe. And this album's freaking slays. The album covers sick, 2 demons pulling entrails out of Jesus Christ. And anyway, yeah, this is dark thrash, death thrash, whatever you want to call it. Fucking badass shit. God dang, I love this album. Favorite tracks on that is Abyss Angel, which I'm gonna put in because I don't feel like getting up flipping the record over. So might as well turn this one off. But anyway, yeah, this is, hopefully you guys heard this. There's 2 album covers. There's one that looks more like Morbid Angel. Fucking rad. It's real raw production. I love the production on this album. Fucking stud of a thrash death album. Turn it down. Next one, Slaughter, Strapido. Believe this is 86 or 87. Canadian thrash, death thrash. I believe this band is credited with being the first to use the HM2 pedal. And I also believe that Chuck Schuldiner from Death joined this band from a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there, but he was in this playing lead guitars, I believe. Not in this album, but in this band he rehearsed with them. Anyway, yeah, this is badass. Songs to check out is Nocturnal Hell. One Foot in the Grave. The B side, I think, is my favorite side, although I like the first side. Incinerator, The Curse, Tortured Souls. Badass dark thrash, death thrash right here. So. Another one, Hell Witch. This is more death metal, but it's got thrashy elements. Phenomenal. I'm not sure what year this was released. Can't remember. I didn't look it up, but yeah, this is Hell Witch with what's the name of this album? Surgical, whatever the fuck. Yeah, badass. Not sure where they're from. I want to say, I don't know. Just phenomenal album. Check this bitch out. Hell Witch. When you type in Hell Witch, one word, you should see the album cover pop up. Click on that fucker. This is brutal ass death thrash from hell. Brutal. Another one, I've always considered this band more of a thrash death band, so my favorite from Atheist, Piece of Time, badass death thrash. It kills. I believe this is 1989, 1990. They're part of the bands that were kind of moving towards putting in death metal. I believe Morbid Angel came out with the Altars of Madness the same year with, shit. There was another one that came out, Landmark. Obituary, Slowly Rod, a number of them, so I'm not going to get lost in that, but anyway, yeah, Atheist, this is death thrash from hell, freaking brutal as fuck, and badass. Next one, showed a program earlier, and this is Incubus Serpentation. This is the most brutal of 1986. I'm willing to say that 1986, the two albums that stomped the mud hole in everybody's asshole would have been Slayer's Rain and Blood, Dark Angels, Darkness Descends, and Incubus Serpentation. This freaking album is brutal as fuck. That's all I can say about it. But yeah, killer death thrash. Yes. Next one. Might get some heated debate, but this is death thrash. This is dark thrash, death thrash. I mean, it's thrashier, a little more on the thrashier side, but Possessed, Seven Churches. I've had this copy for 35 years. This is OG Press, green label, and one of my favorite albums. Hardly plays anymore on one side. Well, it plays. It's got a couple of skips in it because I'm a dumbass, but not too bad. I like this album and Beyond the Unknown, or Beyond the Gates. I think I like Beyond the Gates a little bit more than this album, to be honest with you. But this is a damn good fucking dark thrash, death thrash album. And it had to be on the list. The other one, 1991's Ripping Corpse. This is death thrash, I think. It's more on the death metal side, but it's got big time thrashy elements. What can I say about this album? Freaking slays. Rips. Picture of the band. I need to get this on vinyl. But yeah, I had to show this one. So, Dreaming with the Dead by Ripping Corpse. Badass death thrash right here. Fucking stellar. I had to show this one. This is Pestilence, Consuming Impulse, killer death thrash, and I think it's unanimous agreement that this and bands like Massacre enjoy the violence, and Morbid Saint, and they're more of on the thrash metal, death metal side. But yeah, this is killer. Martin Van Drunen, vocalist, and I have the first album. I should have showed that one too, since I showed two Incubus, but I didn't. I just grabbed this one because it's my favorite one. But yeah, So my favorite songs on this are Dehydrated. They're just the typical ones. Out of Body, Echoes of Death, The Trauma, Chronic, Infection. And look at that art. I remember back in the 80s, there was a scare of army ants killing everybody. There was even a movie, these army ants killing everybody. And yeah, so this badass shit. The last CD I'm gonna show is, I'm gonna go right through this. Assorted Heat from Germany. I believe this is 1991. Kind of the same vein as Possessed, Seven Churches. Just a bunch of different bands. Brutal as fuck. Badass death thrash band. Assorted Heat, The Horror of Existence. If you haven't heard this one, look it up. My favorite tracks on this fucker are Unexplained Bloodshed, the title track, Remembrance of Tomorrow, Sold Out Souls, just Terrorized Brains, killer freaking death thrash right here, but I said bud, all. So try to get through this list fairly quickly. Got a couple more to show and then I'll be done. Messiah, Choir of Horrors, death thrash from Switzerland. Fucking love this fucking album. And this album's so damn good. My favorite songs is every freaking song on it. Every one of them. Weena, I'd look up Weena. That's probably the greatest track on here. Wish you could see this better, but yeah, there we go. Right there. Yeah, this is some killer death thrash from Switzerland, of course. Killer, 1991, I believe this was released, 1990, 1991. And it's raw, fucking kills. So this one, Protector from Germany, A Shedding of Skin. And fucking slays. Look at that artwork. I was gonna show Golem, but I think I like this one just a little bit better than Golem. Every track on it, Mortuary Nightmare, Shedding of Skin, Retribution and Darkness, Thy Will Be Done, Whom's God Destroys, Necropolis. Man, I listened to this album the other night about 4 times in a row. Never gets old. This classic 1991 death thrash from Germany, Protector. And last but not least, which I showed last question update video, but I had to throw it in this, is Cancers to the Gory End. This one is my number one. Now, if I made the numbered list, this is number one in the death thrash for me. This phenomenal, killer fucking album. Never gets old. The title track starts with this keyboard and stuff, and it goes into it, and it's just horror driven. Phenomenal stuff. Man, I like his Sam Hain t-shirt. I used to have that t-shirt. Yeah. Anyway, Cancer, I'm just going to say it's my number one. It's the last one I showed. But hopefully I did go through this video and you guys like it, learn something. I'm going to close out with what I'm listening to, Mortuary. And I'm going to listen to all these albums. And hopefully you guys all dig. Later.